So here we are again, gathering on this eve of New Year's Day, right? And I thought I would create a little special tribute to Lizzie since she's leaving us and moving on. So this week marks her week of saying goodbye to Therapeutic Oasis, not Treehouse. She's still among us, okay? But she has found a new nest that she's flying to, okay? And she'll still be joining us and participating and being a part of our community. So this teaching and practice is really dedicated to Lizzie, okay? Yeah. So this teaching comes, I think, at a very particular time for multiple reasons. One is that, you know, we happen to be in one of the darkest, the winter solstice, right? And so the idea that we're at like the darkest time, did you guys know that? That you know, that in our calendar year, that this period of time is considered the darkest, meaning the least amount of light here. And so there's a lot of teachings in all spiritual traditions, and part of the traditions even around this time, right? We have Hanukkah that lights the candles, the Christmas tree with lights and the star up above. So that there's no mistake or coincidence is the word. Thank you. Need so much help today. And so there's no coincidence that, you know, this is the darkest time and that these are traditions that grew out of this time. So my teacher, Jack Cornfield, all of you know, I talk about him often. This comes from one of his teachings, which is a lamp, about being kind of the light, the lamp in the darkness. Okay. And so that is often what we're cultivating here, right? Last week, those of you who joined us last week, we did a loving kindness practice of really cultivating some of those inner resources, all of, you know, really connecting to our heart, which can really be that source of light, okay? And, you know, it needs to be primed, okay? You know, sometimes when we stop practicing or we get caught up, you know, for me, it might be caught up in, you know, kind of the messages in the world. You know, my husband's been watching a lot of news lately. I'm like pretty much a news-free house, but he's spent a lot of time on the couch, guys. Okay, in his recent weeks, and so that means TV's on more and there's more news. Okay, and so I can feel, I'm very aware of how I start feeling in reaction to the things that are on the news. Okay, and sometimes I then leave the room. Sometimes I ask politely, and sometimes not politely, to turn it off. Okay, depending on how agitated it has made me. Okay, but that's just one source of kind of the external, really darkness, right? Because the news is really good at. Although the other day I caught one of these news channels, just happened to be on the good news. Okay. It was really refreshing. I didn't know it was the good news kind of channel because I was like, wow. I was shocked that there was good news. And then at the end it came and flashed that this is the good news. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay. I don't watch a lot of general kind of TV, you know, I'll watch a show. So it's just kind of funny and true, right? That, and probably true for most of us if we pay attention to when we're taking in the regular kind of news channel. And so there's a lot of darkness, and somehow the news channel really does just share that, but there's also a lot of light, right? And I was happy to capture some of that, but I think that we need not only to cultivate our own connection, because we have the light inside of us, which is our love, right? Love, compassion, right? That's always here, that kind of gets covered up, okay? And so we have to sometimes seek this out. So one of my first teachers, Eknath Easwaran, so I consider him my first meditation teachers, not my first teacher. I had many teachers before, but meditation teacher. And he talked a lot about using spiritual readings as a source, right? Like how we might eat health. I know many of you are really mindful of eating healthy food. And so a lot of his teachings were about delivering a really healthy diet for the mind, okay? Because our mind absorbs and takes in a lot of, sometimes too much of the darkness. Not that we want to like hide and be in denial of some of the difficulties in life, because that's not what we're trained to do, okay? But we need some particular training in being able to shine the light, to see even the light. And sometimes those spiritual teachings are a good source to go to. One of the other sources, which I want to kind of talk about today, is really the earth, which is why I chose that as our topic today. And also because the Buddha, during his awakening, okay, and I think about awakening as like seeing the light, we hear that sometimes, that term, or illumination also, right? As like, is that the Buddha sat on the earth, okay? Not only did he sit on the earth as he meditated under the Bodhi tree, hence Sacred Treehouse, right? This sense of, we love trees here. And the Buddha sat under that tree and he touched the earth, okay? So this practice today will be about helping each of us come back to connecting to the earth, to touching the earth, that the earth is a resource and a constant, it's what feeds us. We are part of it. Our own body shares the same materials as the earth, as the stars, as we are that, right? That same thing. And so when we sit, when we sleep, the earth is our bed, right? So this way of really coming to sit upon the earth, like I think of it as being that real way of realizing our interconnection. That's what we're going to go for today, okay? Is actually connecting with our earthliness, okay? Because much of meditation and spiritual teachings are about even maybe a spiritual realm, but really there's no separation, right? It's all the same, okay? But we think of it as different, as separate, okay? But I think the Buddha really taught us that there is no separation of that. And in fact, connecting to the earth is a pathway, right, to this interconnection. And when we disconnect, as Lizzie has taught many people and continues to teach and be part of her, I guess, life purpose, right, has been to, and has helped me very much come to seeing this, to seeing and connecting, which is such a beautiful, gentle way, I think. Sometimes painful, by the way, pain is inevitable, okay? That it can be a painful part for many of us as we witness the earth and some of the destructive things that are happening, okay? But that's not all, because the earth is also very regenerative, okay? That nature is an amazing, powerful, like us, just like us. It has these unbelievable resources within, okay? And so we'll try to illuminate that today. And then maybe you can potentially use this practice as a way to kind of carry this light forward for yourself, but for other people as well. So this is preferable to do this practice sitting up. If for any reason you're at home or even here and you're feeling like your body really needs a different posture, the teaching is always to listen to your body, right? So to don't do what is recommended if it's actually harmful. But if you can sit up, then we'll begin our practice today. You want to come closer so you can hear? Yeah, come. Scoochie. Okay. So if you'd like, just taking a moment to maybe stretch a little bit, since we opened with some talking, we can just stretch the body. And when you're ready, just moving yourself back into a seated posture, preferably kind of like drawing your body up, imagining that our head is reaching up towards the sky, right? We're not necessarily looking up, but the top of our head is sort of reaching up. And maybe drawing your arms, maybe a couple shoulder rolls, drawing them back, and then sort of softening and relaxing your posture just a bit. So you're finding this happy place between sitting upright and relaxed. So this practice again comes from the teaching by Jack Cornfield. And it's entitled, "The Earth is My Witness." And as we arrive today in our practice and settled into our seat, there was an invitation to take your seat and simply notice. Notice sensations in the body, the activity in the mind. And to bring this quality of mindfulness, this way of accepting what is here just as they are, no matter how painful or challenging. In fact, this practice, this simple practice of witnessing, being with what is one of the strongest tools and resources that all of us can use to be present with any difficulties we might encounter now, today, in this practice, and as you move outside, onward into the next year. So beginning to just connect with the body sitting here, recognizing this stable, maybe ground beneath you. Maybe it's a chair, a cushion, and even underneath that, the ground beneath that, and the ground beneath that. And as you take a few real conscious breaths, they might be deeper than usual, And as you release those breaths, inviting the body to release any tension. In fact, this can be an opportunity to invite releasing all of your burdens, to set them down. To release them. Some might be carried on your shoulders. Some might be swirling in your head. Some tugging on your heart or filling your belly. With each out-breath, you might invite a release of all of these burdens and worries and stresses to be released back into the earth. We might even imagine them flowing out of the body, either all the way down to our feet, allowing the earth to simply absorb any of the tension, heaviness, tightness. Letting your arms soften and relax to release anything that you've been carrying. Feeling free even to reach out and touch the earth. Letting those tensions that you've been holding drain out of the body into the earth. This can be a practice you can take with you today as you walk barefoot upon the earth, standing and releasing. But for now, just bringing attention to the front of your chest, moving awareness to that heart within, knowing that each one of us carry our own aches, burdens, betrayals. And one by one, as you breathe in and out, releasing whatever's here now back into the earth. Allowing the chest and the heart to soften. Trusting the earth that it can hold and absorb all of this. Letting it go into the earth, all the way to the center of the earth. There's not much doing. There's a simple opening and breathing and allowing our heart to open, to release and let go. And now moving attention to your head, becoming aware of the river of thoughts, memories, maybe even plans for the future. Allowing all of these to simply drain through your body back into the earth. Once again, trusting the earth to absorb. You might invite the face to soften, release tension. Perhaps even tears. Letting all this drain down through your body. As we continue to simply breathe in and breathe out, letting things be as they are, with just a gentle invitation. To release and let go. And now rolling your head maybe in a circle. To just feel the neck. You don't have to do a big circle, just a little bit to notice and sense all that we carry. All these pains in the neck. And as you activate that and feel and sense that, you might come back into stillness and once again inviting that to release, that all that tension can flow out of the neck, all the way down the body into the earth. Maybe moving special attention to the shoulders, of all the backpack of tension, heaviness and tightness. Just letting all that drain down through the body, right into the earth. And now bringing your attention down through your spine to your pelvis. Feeling how your pelvis supports your torso, just as the earth supports you. We also carry tensions, burdens, fears down our spine. Into the body, and we can simply let them go. Letting the energy of all of those things release back into the earth. And now bringing attention to your thighs and legs and feet that carried you here today, throughout your life. These have also absorbed lots of tension, burdens, and difficulties. So slowly, gently inviting these tensions and burdens to also drain from your legs, your feet, into the earth. Feeling free to certainly do a scan of the whole body to notice where might there be more tension, more difficulties or burdens. An invitation to encourage a release, a letting go, maybe even placing a hand on that part of the body with a little bit of self-compassion, a wish to release because you care about yourself, that it's no longer necessary to carry all of this in the body. The earth is here to support us, to absorb the energy of these difficulties and burdens. We simply have to sit and let go. For many, we can assume this stance, sit like the mountain that is present, unified, and solid, that rests on the earth, that doesn't separate and think of itself as separate. It simply sits connected at one. As we begin to settle in this stillness like the mountain, we can also become aware. Perhaps now or maybe another time when you sit like the mountain, you can tap into that deep calm, that clarity. As we sit connected to the earth, it becomes a witness. Just like the Buddha, a compassionate witness. This invitation to simply sit in this stillness, this place of quiet, at least externally, to notice all the waves of thoughts, feelings, sensations, even sounds that will come and go, that move across us. You might even sense being the mountain, being a part of, being the earth itself, as you simply notice the natural wave of our breath, just like the breeze. Noticing all the little sensations of tingling, vibrating. We're alive, just like the earth. We can bear witness by simply noticing maybe the hunger pangs in your tummy, noticing as that arises and might fall away just like the breath. We might simply name it, bow to it. Whatever arises, sadness, excitement, planning, coolness, cars going by. When it passes, we can return back to the breath. Resting in this open awareness. The body like a mountain, and the mind like sky, open, spacious. Perhaps settling into this experience of just being a witness. Remaining centered like the mountain. this practice, the earth is my witness. Remembering that we too are the earth. We are a part of. Taking these last few moments to simply be. Be the witness. Be the earth. Just be. Before I ring the bell to conclude, I'd like to share a poem called A Lamp in the Darkness. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles. And for the boundless multitudes of living beings, may I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow and all are awakened. And again, I dedicate this practice to Lizzie, who has been a lamp in the darkness. Thank you, my love. And each of you also are a bright light. Mwah. Mwah. So just taking a moment to, stretch or settle or feel whatever you're feeling before we invite people to share. Again, this is, an opportunity to share whatever you'd like to share. You can share your experience today, as simply as what you witnessed, right? Just noting what you witnessed. You can also ask questions, but we'll first just do a quick share, okay? So we'll go around the room. I'm gonna actually pass it around.
I can do this one.
Oh, thank you. But then I have to mute this if you do that. That's fine. That's fine. You can start, Lizzie. Okay, I'm gonna mute.
I definitely feel emotional to cry. um, that my light is being witnessed by all of you. So thank you. Mm. And felt very connected and present in the practice.